Hello, everybody. Let's see if anybody comes on this live. Does it say when you actually are live? I think I'm live. Hello, let me see if I see anybody get in here. I feel my I feel like my lips are popping. I just tried. Do I have it with me? Yeah. I just tried this Edam lip balm for the first time and I think I like it, but it's very early, so let's see how it plays out. I like the color for sure. They have some new colors that came out. This one is guava fresca. I really love the smell of it because it actually smells like guava. Um, but yeah, she is thick. I actually did a video about this. I just finished filming, so I haven't edited it or posted it yet, but I think she might be a keeper. Eat them. If you've ever tried it, then let me know because I really enjoyed it. I like the applicator on it. It is metal, I believe. What is it? I don't know, but it gives you a cool sensation whenever you put it on the lip. Look at that color. Isn't that pretty? I think it is so pretty. Oh my god. Yeah, so I just tried it out, loved it. So anyway, I wanted to come on here because I haven't been on here for a long time, and today I actually finished filming. So I was like, okay, the sun is still up. Let's come on and do a video. Can we talk about what's his girl name? Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I feel like there's so much conversation happening around this lady, but I haven't been able to like really give my 2 cents about it. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me come on live. Let me see who else wants to talk about it. But basically, if you don't know what's going on, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has been on the internet conducting interviews, portraying herself as a doctor of psychology and saying that she has her PhD. And her story is that she doesn't practice as a therapist anymore. She said that she gave up her license, or she is a therapist still, but she gave up her license. And then sorry, and then she is now saying that she went to this school online. I think it's called Argosy University, and she can no longer get her PhD. She cannot get her transcripts. There's like no records of her actually going to school there because the school closed down, and they told her at financial aid that if she pays, like if she basically if they close her account, then she will no longer be able to have her degree. So as somebody who is also educated, as somebody who has their masters in the same field, I was looking at this lady crazy from day one. From her first interview with Cam Newton, I was like, oh, something is off here. So I went on her page, and then she had in her bio that she was a psychology expert. And I was like, wait, hold on. All my years of schooling, down to my master's program, my teacher was, none of my professors were like, you know what, you could be a psychology expert. It was never given that. It was always a psychologist. So I couldn't understand what she meant by psychology expert. But anyway, I let it rest. I went on Google. I tried to look up, what her credentials. Didn't find any. On her website was basically saying that she went she started a program, but it never says she completed it. It never says that she got her actual degree. So now everybody's online asking, where is the degree? Show us the credentials. You say you are a doctor. We haven't. Show us the papier. Where is the papier? Present the papers to us. And she said she doesn't have anything to prove to anybody except for God. And she also, I believe, used the F word, which comes up very defensive, in my opinion. Anyways, so now the internet is basically chewing her up because apparently she has been practicing or portraying, I should say, as a doctor with a PhD, but she doesn't actually have one. So yeah, I just wanted to know what's everybody's thoughts on that situation. I just think it is so crazy because it also sends a message that we as the general public will not go and do the background checking. We will not, like, you have a pretty face and in what our opinion nice character, they're not gonna check to see if you really do hold the credentials that you are online saying. And in this day and age, especially from 2020, I will say that a lot of people just come online and portray themselves as something that they absolutely not. At this point, we're wondering if Dr. Cheyenne Bryan even had a master's to begin with. Now, if she's saying that she has three doctorates, I think she has honorary doctorates. She kind of there. Imagine this lady. They ask this lady, where is her dissertation? This lady goes on a tangent about how she had transcripts with a school that closed down, and there was a third party involved that says they will only keep her paperwork for 2 years. Where you ever hear that was happening? Where, when does that ever happen? That does not happen. And I'm wondering if it's just because she feel like nobody will go and check. This is 2026. Everybody is checking. Everybody has access to the internet. How long do you think you could have gone saying that you were a doctor and you actually not a doctor? And like that is offensive to people in the field. So now you have people with their real psych PhDs coming up like, yo, this is not a joke. Okay, show us the credentials or you're going to end up like losing this book deal. Okay, so she has a book, and apparently people have been, I guess, writing to whoever her publisher. The publisher actually probably knows what's happening, and I feel like I heard that they have been returning people's money back to them, giving them refunds for whoever purchased her book. And I was like, this is not looking good. Because if it was me and you asked me for my paperwork, I have already done the work. I already have my PhD. I'll just show the paperwork. It doesn't take that much from you. And then there are people who also went to Argosy University coming online saying this is false. I also went to this school. I can pull it up right now. I can request my transcripts. And I was like, girl, you don't even have to do all that. As a matter of fact, all you have to do is tell people what was your dissertation about. Who was your professor? you know Tell us about the research that you conducted. Like, you what about what was in the literature? You cannot What was the gap in the literature that you decided to conduct your research on? You do not have the answers because you never studied at that in school. And it's like so wild to me because it goes to show you how the general public, it doesn't take much for you to come and swindle people online. It's actually rather crazy because this lady has, I think, two books out. She's saying that this new book is on her bestsellers list, is already on the bestsellers list. And it makes me wonder how long she was going to go on portraying as somebody with a PhD who doesn't actually have a PhD. I think, yo, when I tell you that was, I wasn't too surprised to be honest, because just by the way, if you ever hear this lady talk, if you ask her about A, she will tell you about something approximate to A, so much so that she will dive so deep into the topic that you forget what the initial question was. And I think that is the issue that I have with her. She she doesn't even give you any like deep thoughts, any like, girl, did you ever study psychology at any point? At this point it's just giving you made the whole thing up. And then lo and behold, behold and lo, they said that she was a music, what they used to call them back in the day, a video vixen. Nothing against vixens, but girl, when did you have time to be a video vixen and get free doctorates? I don't know. 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 It's just very. I don't know. It is. It is. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. So I feel like do I have another moderator? I don't think I have any moderators on here. That's what I don't like about YouTube Live is like all the weirdos get on here and they are mean. So I don't even know how to like. There was a button you could press so that it's only followers that could. Let me see if I could find the chat filter, hide all messages. Where is the button? I don't know. I don't see it. But yeah, if anybody has thoughts on this situation, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that somebody who doesn't have a degree but might have studied at one point, they didn't finish, they didn't graduate, do you think that they should portray themselves as an expert in the field if they didn't even graduate, they never received paperwork? Like, do you think that that is okay? No, it's not okay. It's not fair at all. One, to the people that you supposedly providing services to, and then secondly, to the general public who could be potential clients of yours, and then to the information that you are giving out without any real like substantial like knowledge of what you're talking about. You're just going online and giving your opinion and just throwing. And you know what's even crazy? This lady needs to be studied. Actually, she should go back to school. She should go back to school and use herself as a case study. She should do her dissertation on herself and her ability to swindle people for what? How many years? I think she said she's in this for 13 years or something like that. She should definitely go back and do the research on herself because I just think it's completely wild. It's wild and unnecessary. Why? Because she's also a life coach. You could have gone that route. You could have just said, I'm a life coach, I help people with advice. And you know what the other crazy thing is about this lady? They're saying that she gives relationship advice about heterosexual relationships, but the whole time she's actually a lesbian. And I was like, wait a minute, how many layers? How many layers to this story? It's so much going on. I just feel like it's crazy. Like, girl. And again, pretty privilege helped her in this situation to do this for as long as she did. And then secondly, she is a light skinned girl. Let's just be real. Like nobody not really digging deep into what her actual credentials are. She actually outed her own self. I think she said it on that Joe Budden podcast, and then she went on the Breakfast Club. And when they were like, people are saying that they can't find your dissertation, like, what do you have to say about it? Instead of talking about the dissertation, she started talking about her transcript. So now I'm thinking, does this you know the difference between a transcript and a dissertation? As a matter of fact, Dr. Cheyenne, come to the front. Let me ask you a question. How many words in a dissertation? How many words you need? Who signs up on your dissertation? How do you defend your dissertation? Who was on your committee? These are the questions that we need answers to. But do you think she can provide them? No, she cannot. Why? Because the girl don't know what a PhD looking like. And honestly, maybe hats off to her. Because how could you go so long on a public forum over and over and over again and never be? Nobody actually found her out. They probably call her out, but they never like had substantial proof to be like, oh, this lady is just a grifter. Oh, this lady is a fraud. Oh, they didn't have the proof. She kind of had to like sell out her own self in an interview because she didn't want to lie. And if you listen to her carefully, she uses her words very meticulously. She doesn't say certain things that people can, use against her. Yes, she is a fraud, and it's actually scary because mental health is nothing to play with. These are very serious things happening to people. So you portraying yourself as, First of all, what is a psychology expert? Can somebody in the class tell me? Yes, we're talking about this. We're talking about this scammer who is saying that her books are now on the bestseller list, but the gag is her publisher is now refunding people who have bought her books. So she is essentially losing money, and actually, it might even end up into a legal situation. And I want to hold them. I wouldn't feel bad for them. I wouldn't for her. Sorry, I wouldn't feel bad for her, and I wouldn't feel bad for the publisher neither, because how you not even getting the facts like on this lady before you just tell her, hey, here's an advance and you're gonna write a book? Like, are you crazy? No, that's not how that works. You have to vet the people that you're working with. This lady has gone mad years telling people she have a whole PhD. Whole time the D in the PhD was for deception. After she get her masters of manipulation, she just, I don't know, but hats off to her because she went on for so long doing that without getting caught. So I was like, at least she know what she's doing there. Like I said, she needs to use her own stuff as a case study, go back to school and write a dissertation about how she was able to swindle the entire internet for mad years. This whole thing is teaching me that I need to be more bold in my career. Exactly. And take ambitious risks, because, and usually it's something that men would do, to be honest with you. Like, that's something I don't know. It's the audacity of it all. And again, I said it has to do with two things that work in her favor. One, she's a light skinned lady, and two, she's pretty privileged, and light skinnedness in this atmosphere will get you far. Clearly, it will get you two book deals on the bestseller list. So she has used it to her advantage for much too long, and I just feel like her time is up. She needs to wrap that shit up, and she needs to go back wherever she came from, because that's not even cool. And as a matter of fact, this lady didn't even say she had one PhD. This lady said she had three PhDs. Free uno dos tres PhDs on these people on the internet, unprovoked. We never asked the lady. The lady came on the internet and said she had three PhDs. Now, mind you, to my knowledge, a PhD is at least 5 years, ma'am. So where you taking all them years after you finish make videos with Buster Rhymes or whoever the hell video you was a video vixen in? How you ending up going to school and get free PhDs? Like, make it make sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense. Then they asking you about your dissertation, you telling us about your transcript. You don't know the difference. You don't know the difference between the dissertation and the transcript. I don't know. I don't know. And if you have an honorary degree from whatever university, just say that. Just say it was an honorary degree. You didn't work hard for it. You don't have the skill set. You don't have the knowledge. You didn't do the work. You have no research. You didn't do a dissertation. Just make it clear. At the end of the day, I think she would have still gotten away with it, because again, she's light skinned and she's pretty. It has gotten her this far. I don't think anybody would hold it against her if she said she had honorary degrees and her masters, and she used to be a licensed. No, we don't even know if she really was a licensed therapist, but that's what she said. At this point, we can't take nothing the girl say and run with it, because she's a liar. That is exactly what she is. Call her spade a spade. Her advice, I first of all, to be honest with you, I watched like a snippet of her interview with Cam Newton, and I couldn't stand it. I had to clock out and go and research her, because I was like, ain't no way. And then I went on her profile page and it said psychology expert. I said, oh, oh, we have lost the plot. That lady is a liar. And that was years ago. Whenever she did that interview, that was years ago. I have never checked her out since then. But she's one of those people, like I said earlier, you're going to ask her A and she will tell you something approximate to A, but then she'll go so deep into it that you're going to forget your initial question. And she will answer quickly and like start going on and on and on and on to like make you distracted. And that's what she does. But she never really has an answer. And if she does give advice, it's very surface level. It's very, anybody could tell you that it doesn't take PhD level education to give the advice that she giving to people. And then this lady calls her interviews sessions. If I was B Simone and Cam Newton and what's the other one? She had an interview with Nick Cannon, and I call you on my platform for an interview, and you over there telling people you were giving me a session, a counseling session. Oh well, as a matter, we're gonna need to talk because that was never the agreement. How are you gonna go on an interview and then say it was a counseling session or a therapy session? Make it make sense. The lady is such a liar. It's such a liar. And then giving people heterosexual advice, pretending to be that, and lo and behold, as the people have been saying, the streets are saying the lady is a lesbian. Nothing wrong in her being a lesbian. But why are you portraying yourself as a heterosexual woman if you're not? And all that for some coins? I don't know. But her time is up. Wrap it up. We tired, and I do. They need by end of month. We need to be done with this topic. We need to be, and she needs to take off that doctor in front of her name. As a matter of fact, I understand that some years ago she went on the Tamron show, and they were like, "Well, we cannot put doctor in front of your name because we don't have the Yes, I actually heard that recently. Thank you, Carlos. I heard that she is a low key that she doesn't present as that, but they said that's why she never had it because people keep asking her why she not in a relationship, why she not married. If that is the basis of her podcast, that's why they bring her on certain podcasts to talk about relationship stuff. And usually it's for heterosexual relationships. So that's why she don't have no partner with a man because she is not interested in him. And I think I could tell too because she is very awkward when she speaks about like men and stuff like that, like being in a relationship with men. I thought she came up as very awkward, but she earned it. Well, if you swindling people, if you're not swindling, if you what is the equivalent of conning? If you're fooling people for 13 or however many years, over a decade, at this point you earn it because nobody could call you out. Nobody figured that shit out until you tell them that you don't have a that you cannot find your dissertation and your not your dissertation, your transcript. That's the only time she was ever found out. Before that, everybody was believing what she was saying. So at this point, she earned it because she was able to get away with it for all those years. Crazy. The lady has two best-selling books. And speaking on panels, she have honorary degrees, all kinds of things. Nobody was fact checking her, so I guess at this point, she got away with it for a long time. But it's very unfortunate because I don't think that this is the field that you should be over there pretending. Imagine if you have a surgeon, and the thing is, mental health is very important. I feel like people downplay the importance of mental health in society, right? Imagine you have a doctor and you're thinking that doctor, she speaks like a scamming pastor. And that tactic does work very well, especially with black people. Just give them a little, for a little God, a little Jesus, sprinkle it with the Holy Ghost, and boom, everybody on your side. You know? So I just feel like, I don't know, she is just, she was good. She was good. But wrap that shit up. We tired. I'm fed up. I don't want to hear about it by the end of the month. She need the doctor out. She needs to stop playing with that field because psychology is not a field to be playing with. Okay, I'm so happy the people with the real PhDs coming to call her out. What is a psychology expert? Take that out in your bio. We don't want to hear that shit. If you want to call yourself a life coach, go ahead and call yourself a life coach. Fine, that's cool. But imagine, so this lady has to be studied so bad, right? This lady has a chain that has dock on it. She calls her followers or her viewers or supporters the doc squad. So imagine doing all that and you never had a doctorate. Imagine you doing all that doc squad. You have the doctor thing on your chain everywhere you go. Every interview, you have the doctor in front of your name, and you don't even know what a dissertation is. Like, she takes coming to a whole nother level. I don't know. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. But hopefully she didn't have any like real clients. So, apart from these celebrities that she was talking to in interviews or whatever, she imagine that, she don't even know it's doctoral. My girl said doctoral degree. That goes to show you to what length. That's to show you to what length the lady has no idea what she's talking about. No idea what she's talking about. What school that doesn't keep your files after 2 years? I don't even think that would be legal for them to do after 2 years. So you telling me I do a degree for at least 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and then after 2 years you getting rid of my files? Make it make sense. And then that's why people who really went to that university for real calling her out online about it. They're like, no, 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 no. We can go and we can get our stuff. We are talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. I wish I could have written it somewhere on here. We are talking about the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who has been claiming that she has a PhD in psychology, okay? And she has been portraying herself as someone who was a PhD for over 10 years at least. I think it's like 15 or 17 or something crazy. And now she is admitting that she cannot find her transcripts from the school that she supposedly got her doctorate from, which is Argosy University. This lady says she has 3 PhDs. Okay, this lady has 2 book deals. I think they are bestsellers, and she it's a shit show. It's a shit. The more I try to the more I say it out loud, this shit don't make no sense. I gotta. It just doesn't make no damn sense. Oh my god. Yeah, I just feel like it's absolutely insane. But one thing I'll say about her, pretty girl, pretty girl, nice outfits, beautiful dresses, but that's as far as it gets. And I feel like if you wanted to be, it's beautiful gowns, beautiful, a pink peeling piece into beautiful gowns, wonderful, beautiful lady, nothing to take away from her beauty. Okay, I feel like she could have run with that if she would have still gained success. Why take PhD and put it in your nonsense? Like, you could have been, because if she was a video vixen back in the day, she could have easily transformed into a lifestyle influencer. I don't know what is the obsession with the PhD. I understand that it would bring you on platforms and have you get honorary degrees and then help you with book deals and getting interviews, but Cheyenne, please. Exactly. She could have done that. Even Dr. Phil, I don't think Dr. Phil had his license at the time that he had that show. I think he had to give it up, I think, in order for him to have the show. But he was working in entertainment at the end of the day. He was an entertainer, right? But I don't think that his license was in effect at the time that he had the show. So I think he was transparent about that. Why not just say, okay, you guys, you know what? I just wanted a little bit of clout. I took it a little bit too far. We didn't actually have the degree. We started because it seems, according to her website, that she was enrolled in the program but never finished. But at this point, I cannot trust anything. I need to see something written on paper. I cannot trust anything that he says at all. From time it's doctoral, and from time they get rid of your transcripts after 2 years, And from time you have free PhDs, okay, cool. Whatever you say is that I don't tend to go back and forth with you. I just feel like she should have been called out way longer than now, you know. But I am happy that her brand deal is flopping. They are refunding people their money, and she might actually get into some legal trouble for that. Anybody knows Stormy? I don't know what her last name is, but Stormy just got sued by the FTC for claiming that she could make X amount of people a millionaire in right in a matter of months. You see, now they're holding people accountable for having making false claims online. So if you're going online portraying yourself as somebody who has a doctorate in psychology and you actually don't, and you make money off of that, she could definitely end up just like Stormy in that exact situation. And I would not feel sorry for her. So I believe now Stormy has to pay millions of dollars, you know, and it's the lack of accountability from Stormy because she was like, oh, no, again, why everybody just take the godly approach after they get caught lying? So I think Stormy now like gives people advice about like something, you know, she took the whole like religious route with her advice or whatever she's doing online now because she's banned from saying certain things. She cannot make false promises anymore, you know. Low vibration, a low vibrational plate actually is the same food as the person next to her, you know, the same person she was referring to their plate as a low vibrational plate. They had the same things on their plate. One just had a little bit more food than her. But like, girl, what are you talking about? And that's why when you scroll the internet, ladies and gentlemen, use your discernment. There are scammers upon scammers upon scammers on this here internet. They want to make money and they want to make it fast. They want to make it quick. They want to make it on your head. With your dollars, they want to get rich. Be careful who you listen to. And even if that person is not selling you anything and they're just selling you their ideologies, be careful with that because these people are crazy. Actually, it's giving a little bit demonic. I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far with it. But like, how weird would you have to be to go so far doing that out in the open? You're not even trying to hide it. Like, you're right in front of our face, lying to us, stealing people money, doing things under false information. I don't know. It's scary out here. It's scary out here on this internet streets. Y'all stay safe because I don't know. It's getting a little bit weird. And then it's really disheartening for me to see women doing that. Like young, able-bodied, pretty, like capable women that could actually do the things that they claiming that they're doing. You know, that could probably actually go to school and get a doctorate. Who could actually be real coaches and actually do positive work in the community instead of just portraying to be something that you're not and potentially damaging people rather than helping them. You know, like, what's the reason for that? You just wake up one day and say, you know what? I seen all these other bitches making the same money, and I need to make money too. So I'm just going to tell people that I have a PhD in psychology. Nobody's going to fact check it, and I can get away with it for years. In 2026, that's crazy. What was your dissertation about, Cheyenne? What? Cheyenne, who was your professor? Cheyenne, who was on your committee, Cheyenne? Who signed off on your dissertation? Do you have a copy of the dissertation? Actually, just show us the draft. Just show us the real. We don't even need to see the real dissertation. Show us the drafts of your dissertation, Cheyenne. That's all we asking. Show us the drafts. There are no drafts. How many words was in your dissertation, Cheyenne? How many words? What was the gap in the literature that made you choose said topic, Cheyenne? You don't know. You don't know. My goodness. Cheyenne girl, I wish you the best of luck because Show us the drafts of the dissertation when you was writing it. The drafts, because I'm pretty sure you didn't just write it and submit it just like that. It has to go through a process. So where are the drafts? What was the topic, Cheyenne? What was your professor's name? Let him come out and say, yes, it's true, she was in my class. She took my courses. She did the exams. She defended. It's not going to happen. And then you get defensive and start cussing. Of course you do, because at the end of the day, you know there's not much time before this whole thing just blows up in front of your face. And instead, what does she say? Oh, thanks for the free marketing. My book is now a bestseller. So people don't care about their reputation anymore. It's just about strictly making money. I think that's a little bit dangerous. Whatever happened to shame? What happened to morals? I don't understand. It's like everybody just trying to benefit. They want to go viral. They want to get a bunch of money. Like the drafts got the drafts must have got to lost. Okay, Cheyenne. Okay. Cheyenne, don't show us the drafts. We don't want to see the dissertation. As a matter of fact, just show us the picture of when when they put the just where is the graduation photo, Cheyenne? Child, where are the graduation photos? Because if it's one thing I know, a pretty girl like you would be taking pictures when you cross that stage. And I know you would cross that stage because getting a PhD as a black woman is very important and we would definitely document it. So where are the photos of you getting your degree, Cheyenne? Cheyenne, where bestsellers list, I think it's on Amazon. I don't know. Nah. Honestly, I wasn't even checking for myself until that whole thing happened. So I have no idea where she's talking about when she says she's a bestseller, but she's happy about it. Yeah? And if you think shy and worry about you cannot find her transcript that's stuck in Argosy when they closed down, shy, I don't get Cheyenne's still going and on she was on a show after that. I believe she was on a podcast after that. Like the girl don't have shame. And it's sad. So then produce the evidence then. If you have the degree, Cheyenne, show us the degrees. Actually, Cheyenne, don't even show me the PhD. Don't show me the PhD. Show me the master's degree. Cheyenne, I want to see your master's, Cheyenne. Cheyenne, where is your master's degree? Show us your master's degree. At least your master's, Cheyenne. Show us your master's degree. So, Cheyenne, you mean to tell me you never go graduation? That's crazy. You study for how many? Cheyenne, how long you do that degree for? How long were you in school? How long were you enrolled? And then, I don't want to like say she lying, but maybe you know what I was going to say. A lot of PhD programs, you actually have like a huge you usually get like assistantships and you are a TA, so like a lot of things are discounted. So you over there talking about this lady said financial aid told her, right, they can erase her debt, her student loans, but under one circumstance, it would show that she has no degree. When you hear that has happened, financial aid does what? I think no, actually she said they would refund her money. They just give people back money. That type of money, not that type of money. Cheyenne knows she wasn't getting. Cheyenne, what refund? Cheyenne, you was never even in this school. Are you gonna get a refund, Cheyenne? Which financial aid you talking to? And also, she need to start dropping some names so those people can come out and say yes, it's true, and yes, it's not true. Because at this point, your reputation depends on it, your income depends on it, your future depends on it. So clear that shit up. Where's the degrees? I don't know. I don't know. Myself, I know that I don't have my PhD. However, I do have my master's degree, and I will tell you one thing: it's a lot of work. So for you to come on here and play in people's face, and then you think we just should just say, ah, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. Imagine you have a surgeon performing surgery on you. They operated on you whole time. Is not a real surgeon. You crazy? So, and then I hope that doesn't open the floodgates for people to be like, oh, that lady went X amount of years and didn't get caught. Okay, cool. Let me do the same thing and let me just tighten up in areas that she didn't. That she didn't. All I need to be is pretty, light skin, tell people one thing, pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about, and that's all. You know. So I feel like we're going to start seeing an influx of like, like maybe it's already happening. Truth be told, I feel like 2020 was that year for people just to come out of the woodworks claiming to be something that they absolutely are not and probably would have never been, and then everybody was fine with it. So I don't know. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy. So that's all I want to talk about, you guys. Unless if you have anything else that you want to talk about, I don't know what else is happening except for like, did y'all hear? There's a new outbreak of Ebola. I don't even want to talk about it because, like, I feel like there's so much going on in the world. What happened to Hunter virus they had just the other day? Now you're hitting us with Ebola, so people kind of catch a break. And why that always happening in this man's presidency? My goodness. It's so much going on in the world for Cheyenne to be over there lying about a doctorate. Actually, free doctorate. Stoops. A free doctorate and a supposed therapy license that she said she had that I don't even know if it's true or false. We need to like provide us the information. What is the there if there's supposed to be a number for your license? What is the number, Cheyenne? No, I want to know if Cheyenne actually had a master's degree. Cheyenne probably had a bachelor's degree. Oh, thank you. She probably had a bachelor's degree, but that girl probably never go to to get no master's program, get no master's degree. But you know why? It's psychology. They like to play with psychology. They like to play with psychology. You never notice everybody on the online. If you ask them, they know something. They have an advice to give somebody about something. They never take a psychology course. They don't have no credentials. But everybody's a psychologist online. Everybody's a therapist online. And like back in my day, truthfully, I feel like to some extent, especially when they had scientists, they had sciences. I feel like psychology was frowned upon. It was looked down upon. Like that's what I'm telling you. Okay, and then what does it say about the PhD portion? Because she strategically worded it as well. It never says obtain anywhere on her thing. That's why I checked out from this lady the moment I hear her talking nonsense on that Cam Newton thing. And then from that time, I said, this lady is a scammer and I will not engage with anything that she has on the internet. And I didn't. And then when this whole thing came up, I was like, it's a matter of time. She got away for too long. There was an interview she conducted recently after people started calling her out on it. I don't remember who that lady is, but she was a journalist. And when I tell you she was ready to give Cheyenne what was coming for her, Cheyenne, I will say Cheyenne kept it together in that interview, honestly, but the journalist, she just wasn't having it. She was ready to call her out, but she also remained professional. But she was ready to call her out. And she was like, I too have my degrees, my master's degrees. I have two of them. And I have my paperwork to show. You know what I mean? And then she was like, how many do you have? She was like, two. And then you could tell, to me, she looked like she was uncomfortable, but obviously she was on camera, so she had to keep it together. And they said after the cameras shut off that she was still cordial. They exchanged numbers and everything like that. But Cheyenne has been doing this for years. I don't think it's going to shake her the way people expect it to shake her. At least not now. I think she's trying to like do the most until she can sell these books. But if her publishers is refunding people what books, nobody don't want to read those books again. And you know the crazy thing about it is you'll have people still following her just because she's pretty. Just because she's pretty, and according to her, she made a lane. She created a lane for herself, she said, by lying and deceiving people. The only PhD Cheyenne Bryant has, the D is for deception. She has been deceiving people for way too long. And it's actually very cringy because she could have been just what she portraying herself as without like claiming to have a doctorate, you know. But I will be following to see what else happens. People have been online giving little gems and certain things because I did not know she was a video girl until recently. I also didn't know that they were refunding people for the books. So that's interesting. So I'm interested in seeing what else she has to say on the topic, or if she will ever admit that maybe she just has honorary degrees but she never actually earned a degree. And I think it would be in her best interest to just admit that, okay, you guys, the gag is up. I have nothing else to tell you guys. I lied and I it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if the FTC can build a case against her, but I'm pretty sure they can if they had one against Stormy. So if she don't want to get in trouble, she has to start being honest and just show up as who you are. Whatever happened to standing in your truth? If you were a therapist, then like you could have left it at that. That was fine enough. My God, it's so tiring. But yeah, I said I was going to be on here for an hour. I have a video coming out. It's supposed to be, that video is so late. It's supposed to be my birthday vlog. And then I also shot like 4 videos today. They are actually reviews of some hair products, and so the new Cardi B Grow Good hairline, I'm reviewing that, and I'm also reviewing the Garnier Fructis products that they sent me. Chef's Kiss, highly recommend already. So if you see that video, please check it out because I have been using it in my curls and I have been loving it. So check those out, and then I'll tell you what I think about Cardi B's Grow Good line. And then I also reviewed 2 perfumes. One, I think I got those around my birthday. This one, which is Armani Power of You, and then this one is Carolina Herrera La Bomba. So these ones have been in rotation since I got them. So I'll tell you guys my thoughts on both of those. So I shot those videos. I don't know when they're going to come out, truth be told. Don't hold it against me, but it should be sometime soon. They shouldn't take long to edit. But yeah, I'm definitely getting back in my groove. So if you see me on live, then feel free to stop by, say hi, share it with a friend. We talk about everything from pop culture to content creation to things that you might like, drops that just made it on at Sephora, things that the girls are talking about. Talking about what the girls are talking about. I think I hold on. Okay, I don't know if y'all will hear when I was talking about this, but this is Edam. I don't know if you ever had it before. It's hella expensive though. I don't like the price of it, but I do really love the applicator. It's like a little massager because it's like cool and it's very thick, which I love, and I like the color of it as well. That is what I'm wearing on my lips. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Edam, I think they just came out with like mini sizes with 3 different shades on there. So if you are interested, I think now is a good time to pick it up. Summer is coming, so ain't nobody want no chapped lips outside talking to nobody. So yeah, check this out too. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I have for this live, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Today is what, Tuesday? Oh, before I go, I just want to pick up my son. My son just finished kindergarten. So like, yay, it's a Nasir. So shout out to Nasir one time. I am super proud of him. He always makes me proud. Obviously, I was crying in his classroom. I think it's like one of those things where when you have children and you realize, wow, like you always stepping into a new phase of motherhood. So now I'm going to have a first grader, and he'll be in like it in his school. He's like no longer with just kindergarteners. So now he's going to end up. He's going to be in a population with like first, second, and third graders, and I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. But like it still gives you like the mommy jitters whenever your child has to like do something new or be in a new environment. But yeah, I'm excited for the next chapter of his little life. So yeah, just wanted to shout him out. But thanks to everybody who joined the live, and thank you for the conversation. Because for me, I like going on lives. I just need people to talk back. Like if you comment, then like I can feed off of your comments and your energy. I think I'm very good at that. But like in the beginning when you start the live, it's like you talking to yourself. I think what I would do going forward is actually scheduling lives and planning them out and then advertising it or letting people know that I have a live at or I will be live from this time to this time on that day of the week. So then like more of my people can join me and it wouldn't just be random people. But I do enjoy being on live, I wanna lie. But yeah, as you can see the sun is setting, you guys, and my lighting is looking very crappy right now. So see you all. Bye. Have a great after the rest of your night. Okay, I was gonna say afternoon, but it's nighttime. The sun it tricks you. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you guys another time. Bye.